Well, hello everyone. Welcome to my very well-used craft room. Today I thought it'd be fun to do a craft together. And this is something that you can do at home to keep yourself busy, and it's just easy, fun, and doesn't take a whole lot of materials. Actually, what you're going to need is a piece of paper. It can be any paper, but I picked up this lined piece of paper, and that's what we're going to use. I made another one of these with just a piece of paper bag. You cut that up. You can use an old newspaper, whatever, but just get yourself a piece of paper because you're going to be gluing on top of it, and that's going to be your surface. Then you also need a glue stick or some glue, whatever kind glue you want to use. And then you need to get all the junk mail that your parents have been getting and tossing. Take it back out of that trash can because that's what we're going to be using today. A lot of junk stuff. Okay, you ready? We are going to be making a collage. Now, to do this, you're just going to find a bunch of scrap paper, and I'm going to start and show you how I'm doing it. This is, I guess I don't have to tell you where every scrap of paper came from, but I'll tell you a few things. This came from, what's that called? Starbucks. And you know, when you get your little food and they put it in a bag, you stick it in this bag, and I thought, oh, I like that bag. And so you take your thing, and you're going to put some glue on the back of it. Now, you just take your little piece of scrap and put some glue on the back of that, and then you put that right down on your paper, anywhere you want, but I like to kind of start on the edge and then move in. Then you take another piece of scrap paper. This is some scrap that I got from something, I don't know. And what I like to do is I like my edges to be a little raggedy. So I tear off the straight edge. And, oh, look, that has a tear in it. Doesn't matter. I'm going to still use it. And then I put it on there, kind of covering up that. Just sticking it right on there. Here's a piece of scrap paper that happens to be a map, and I'm going to tear that off. Now, this does have a straight edge. I think I'm going to leave that straight edge on there and stick it right up here. All right, now we're talking. Do you ever have all those maybe artwork that you did and you just love, but your mom says, what? We have 50,000 pieces of artwork. You got to throw stuff away. Well, what I did was I took some artwork and I cut it up into smaller pieces, and that I'm going to use in my collage too. So this is serving two purposes. It was beautiful artwork, and now it's a piece of collage work. Isn't that so nice? Look at how beautiful those colors are. Let's see what else I have in here. Oh, isn't this fun? So when I went to Disneyland, I got this little thing. It's a one-day park pass. And I think I'm going to use this in here. I got Dory and Nemo. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tear those two guys apart. And I'm going to put Dory over here. I'm going to put Dory right up there. Oh, she fits beautifully, doesn't she? And I'm going to take Nemo and put Nemo right there. Oh, yeah, I like that. Okay. Okay, now we're going to do something a little different. Hopefully you had fun putting some stuff on there and making it all beautiful. And it's just a bunch of random things, isn't it? I mean, I got stuff from the newspaper, and I got some old paper that I had. This is an envelope. This is from when I went to Disneyland years ago. And here's a little piece of paper that I did some typewriting on. And here's a little piece of artwork that I did a long time ago. Maybe my kids did. I don't know. Anyway, I cut it up and I use it in here. Now, this is just a bunch of different pieces of paper all glued on to this lined paper. Or if you glued it onto a paper bag, then you have that too. Okay, now we're going to do something a little bit different. Put the lid on my glue stick. And I'm going to get my white glue out. This is Elmer's glue. I just poured it into this bottle to make it easier for me to use. And I put a little bit of water in there to make it a little bit more runny. And I use this for a lot of my gluing. This, when you put it on paper, it kind of makes your paper a little wrinkly, which is an effect that I like. But I wanted to glue the paper down with glue stick, and now I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use a paintbrush and put this on top of what I just did. And then we're going to let that dry. Now, let's see here. What if you don't have a glue stick? Well, you can just take your bottle of glue, squirt some on there, and use your finger and spread it around. You probably want it to be a little bit watered down though, so maybe you could put some glue in a cup and add a little tiny bit of water and use your finger and spread it around. Get your fingers all nice and gluey. That'll be fun. But I'm going to use my paintbrush because I have one. So here we go. This is step 2. First step, cover your paper with paper. Step 2, cover it with glue. All right. I just take it and I just paint the whole thing. Now this paint, this brown thing that I have, nothing sticks to it. It's called craft. I don't know, some kind of craft thing that I got so that I could just, if glue got on it, I can wipe the glue right off and it doesn't stick. Your mom might not want you to do that to your kitchen table. So you're going to be a little bit more creative and do it on a glass table or do it on a piece of another piece of paper or something that's not going to have anything stick to it. Now I see that I had a little white spot right here, so I'm going to add a rabbit right here. Add that little rabbit. All right, I see. You see this is sticking up a little bit? I'm going to put some glue underneath that. Oh, doesn't that feel so good? So we're going to get this all gluey. I got another spot right there. I'm going to put this one right there. Cover that up. There we go. It's kind of nice if you have paper on everything. Look at that. Looks like I'm missing some. So this, because it's glue, I can use it to glue this down too. Whoops, I covered up my llama. Oh well. Goodbye, llama. Okay. All right. So now we have this. This is where we have to stop and let it dry. And so we're going to close up my glue. And I'm going to wash my hands. I'll be right back. And I'm going to let this dry. So remember I said that you could use a paper bag? I had to think for a minute. What was it? Paper bag. So what I did is I took a paper bag and I cut it open. And I made this really long one. So maybe if there's a lot of you in one family, you just want to make one big long one. Or maybe you want to make your own. But you can see all the different things I put in here. All the different pictures. Isn't that so fun? Yes, lots of different things. But then I also took one and did it on a piece of paper just like we did together. So this is what we're going to work on now. So now you have, let's say that you put your glue on there and it's all dry and you have this kind of stiff paper. This, here's my scissors. This is what we're going to do. We're going to take this piece of paper and not looking on this side because it's going to make you pay attention to what you're cutting. You're going to look on the back side. And I think I'm going to cut right up like this. I'm just going to cut a strip. And you notice that I'm not measuring it. If you want to measure, you can. Let's see how much this is. This is about, oh, it's about 2 inches. Didn't I do so good? All right, 2 inches. And this paper is 10.5. So I think what I'm going to do is cut it right in the middle. And you can measure to see where the middle is, or you can just kind of fold it and then cut where the fold is. And there I have it. Now I have this is called a collage. We're calling it a collage tag. Now what makes it a tag is that I'm going to take this and I'm going to cut this corner right off like that. And I'm going to turn it around and cut this corner. So see how it looks like a tag that you would get in like a clothes tag or I don't know what kind of tag, just a tag. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I'm going to cut this corner and I'm going to turn it over and cut this corner. Now, notice those corners don't really match, but I really don't care. If you care, there is a way to make sure that they match. So let me show you how you do that. I'm going to cut another strip. Here I go, cutting my strip. This one is a little skinnier, but I'm going to cut it in half again, folding it. I'm just going to cut that. All right, so now I want let's say I want my tag corners to match, because that really bothers me when they don't. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to cut that corner off, and I'm going to hang on to that corner. Now I'm going to take this corner, and I'm going to put it on this side. There. And you can trace it or just hold it there and then you cut it off. And now we have matching corners. So we have some tags with kind of matching corners and some that are just exactly, I don't think those match too well, do you? Can you see it? I put it on my shirt. Anyway, that part doesn't matter. Now you have some tags. Okay. I have a hole punch, but of course I can't find it in this craft room. Ha! Anyway, if you can find your hole punch, then you're going to take your hole punch and put a hole right at the top like that. My hole is a diamond because my hole punch is a diamond. But you put a hole in the top, and then you're going to take a piece of ribbon or something. So we're going to take a tag. Take my hole punch, put a hole right up there. See, right there. And I'm going to take a piece of twine and let's just cut about this much. So now I'm going to take my twine and put my 2 ends together like that. And I have my loop here. I'm going to put my loop right through that hole. There we go. Now, I'm going to take my 2 ends and put it through that, and there I have my tag. Now this is a little bit long for me, so I'll probably just trim it off. So it kind of looks like this, but now that looks like a tag, doesn't it? How fun is that? That's just a tag with a bunch of papers on it. But look what we have on the back. Lined paper. This is what's going to be the fun part. Well, I think it's all the fun part. So now, what are you going to do with these tags? Well, I was hoping you'd ask. This is what I think would be really fun to do during this coronavirus quarantine. I thought it would be fun to take a tag and write down the date. You can write the date on this side or you can write it on this side. I think on this one I'm going to write it on this side. It's today April 5th. April 5th. So I want you to write 3 things. One, I want you to write something that you learned. And today I learned the rules to a game called Splendor. And then I want you to write down something you saw. So what I did this morning was I watched a sermon online. So I watched a Palm Sunday sermon. Because we're doing church online now. I'm going to write church online. And then I'm going to write 3, something you're thankful for. And I want to say that I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for my students. And I'm going to put an exclamation point and a smiley face. So now I have this fun tag. Has a little thing like this. And I put down what I learned, what I saw, and something that I'm thankful for. Now tomorrow I can write on this tag. I think it's just so fun to try something new, and making these tags is going to be really fun, I think. And if you do it, be sure to send me a picture of what it is you made. Now, I have this tag to do. You can kind of see that the paper's a little coming off. You can just tuck a little glue right in there and just glue it right up. It'll be perfect. But look at all these tags I get to make. I am going to be writing for days. And how fun is that going to be?